expect that others that came before me had. To realize the innate power of the individual is so wondrous and a blessing from God. All right, I'm done. I've got to hurry now. Giant stack of news. If you're a prisonplanet.tv viewer, when I get to this mosque news, we'll be playing the video in the background. If not, it's up on Infowars.com. But let me go through the news. Some of this I've already covered. Much of it I haven't. Philly requiring bloggers to pay $300 for a business license. They say it's a privilege to have a website. You've got to pay $300 for the right to your free speech. Talk about arrogance. Emperor's new clothes. Naked body scanning our children. Lying about saving the images. The emperor's new clothes. It's asinine. Toxic legacy of U.S. assault on Fallujah, worse than Hiroshima. London Independent, the shocking rates of infant mortality and cancer in Iraqi city, and this is just one city they studied, raise new questions about battle. And it goes on to say the major study's been conducted, and they found a 4-fold increase in all cancers and a 12-fold increase in childhood cancers in under 14s. A 12-fold increase, dramatic increases in infant mortality, cancer, leukemia in the Iraqi city of Fallujah, which was bombarded by Marines in 2004, exceed those reports by survivors of the atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, according to a new study. Iraqi doctors in Fallujah have compiled, since 2005, we have other U.S. studies, by the way, of being overwhelmed by the number of babies with serious birth defects, and they've put them on the news, ranging from a girl born with 2 heads to paralysis of the lower limbs. They said that they were also seeing far worse cancers than they did before the Battle of Fallujah between U.S. troops and insurgents. Dr. Chris Busby, visiting professor of University of Ulster and one of the authors of the survey of 4,800 individuals in Fallujah, said it's difficult to pin down the exact cause of the cancers and birth defects. He added that to produce effects like this, some Mary-Vager mutagenic exposure must have occurred in 2004 when the attacks happened. And then it goes into all the DU that was used. Okay, continuing here. I think the AC's off in this office. Let me get into this report. I'm going to do a larger YouTube video on this today. But Adderall may have unhinged Lindsay Lohan. And in every one of these different cases that I've seen, time and time again, whether it's Lindsay Lohan or Britney Spears or mass shooters, they're always on serotonin reuptake inhibitors that are in the hallucinogen psychotropic class. And it makes people do crazy things. That's admitted what it does. And it destroys inhibition. It makes people much more promiscuous. It makes people much more reckless. And in every case we look at, these people are hopped up on pharmacological drugs. As we first reported, the docs at the UCLA rehab facility believe Lindsay was misdiagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and was prescribed Adderall, that's a type of speed, to treat the phantom affliction, which, again, speed also makes you nuts. Dr. Joe Harazi, a prominent L.A. addiction specialist, tells TMZ people who take Adderall when they don't need it can experience similar effects to people who use cocaine or methamphetamine. Bottom line, a bad medical diagnosis may have set the ball rolling that unhinged Lindsay Lohan's life. The wreckage of these synthetic drugs they push. I mean, you take hillbilly heroin that Rush Limbaugh was on. Every study shows far worse than real heroin. But they push it. You have a sprained leg, got a hurt back. Oh, here, have some pills that totally addict you. Here's another one out of the Deccan Herald. 5 out of 6 new drugs don't work. 5 out of 6 approved prescription drugs seldom benefit patients, says a critic of the pharmacological industry. And then it breaks down all these major university heads, University of Medicine, New Jersey, going over all the information about statins attacking the liver, not lowering cholesterol, all these other bad drugs. Here's another one on the similar study. A new study, 85% of Big Pharma's new drugs are lemons and pose health risks to users, just like the swine flu shot. But they don't care. They're back pushing it again this year. They have no shame. They just operate in plain view. For years, natural health proponents have been sounding the alarms about the dangers of the new drugs that were pushed on consumers. But is that one-sided, inaccurate view? Not at all. And it goes on to say, in fact, far worse than most people have ever dreamed. Independent reviewers found that about 85% of new drugs offer few, if any, benefits, but carry the risk of causing serious harm to users. According to Donald Light, Ph.D., professor of comparative health policy, University of Medicine, New Jersey, who authored the study, Pharmacological Industry is a Market for Lemons, and it goes over all of that. But the issue here is that it's worse than that. They're not just lemons. They know it's hurting you. They know on the insert for Gardasil that it doesn't protect you from human papillomavirus that reportedly can cause cervical cancer. They admit it doesn't help you. They admit and know that fluoride doesn't make your teeth stronger. The American Dental Association now admitted that 5 years ago. They know all of this. They knew H1N1 was a hoax. They understand it. Now, we're going to break, but I want to start getting into this now. Key article, and I'll show some of the video. Black construction worker chased away from ground zero by crazed mob. The guy was not even a Muslim. He told him, we can't play the video, there's so many cuss words, them cussing at him. And this crowd is screaming at him, and he's saying, I'm not even a Muslim. He's wearing an American flag pendant around his neck. They say, well, you got that white hat on. And he says, well, it's hot out here. This is so sweat doesn't drip in my eye when I'm, welding. And so he comes walking off ground zero as a construction worker, and by the end of it, they end up screaming and yelling and basically chasing him out of there, saying, get out of here, Muslim, get out of here, Muslim. Well, so what if he was a Muslim? Is this what America has become? Where, oh, you're black and you're wearing an American flag necklace, you must be a Muslim? We're going to chase you out of here? And my note on Matt Ryan's article boils it down. This is an important issue. It has now come out that the co-owner of the mosque project is a co-owner of Fox News. Again, this is an important issue. It has now come out that the co-owner of Fox News is the main financier of the proposed mosque. The mosque imam is hooked in with the CFR and other top globalist organizations. The evidence is conclusive. This is a divide and conquer operation. We'll be right back with more News Blitz straight ahead.
This is not a drill.
Repeat.
This is not a drill.
Gun sales are on a staggering pace.
Gun prices are going through the roof, and that means desperate, vicious criminals now want your guns
and will do anything to get them.
Now, a new book reveals powerful secrets for hiding your guns from thieves and looters. You'll learn step-by-step, battle-hardened techniques, where to hide your guns so criminals will never find them,
how to create the perfect hiding place,
as well as the places you should never hide your guns.
Under any circumstance.
These and other closely guarded gun caching secrets are guaranteed to keep your weapons safe and out of sight when the going gets tough.
But listen up.
For security reasons, the Hide Your Guns book and even the website may disappear without warning at any time. Go to hideyourguns.com.
That's hideyourguns.com.
Or call 877-327-0365.
Before they come for your guns.
Hideyourguns.com right now. Right now.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
No one likes foreclosure. You won't say, think, or even consider foreclosure with ZeroDebtGuarantee.com. Why? Because ZeroDebtGuarantee.com guarantees to stop your foreclosure for at least 2 years with no payments, no bankruptcy, and no negotiating. Thinking loan modification? That still keeps you in default. Zero Debt in 90 days is the only proven system that keeps you in your house for as long as you want to stay, while making it possible to even get clear title to your house. No, we are not investors, bankers, attorneys, attorneys, or real estate agents. We are a group of people just like you that are sick and tired of the housing crash, and we've helped thousands avoid foreclosure since 1993. Please visit our website today, ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com, or call to see how we can help save you tens of thousands of dollars and save your home. Call 800-477-9256. 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256. Or visit ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. Guaranteed to stop foreclosure.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
So, integrated in with this story, black construction worker chased away from Ground Zero by crazed mob. We have the other report by Steve Watson. Ground Zero mosque imam is globalist stooge, and one of his biggest funders, giving him $305,000, the imam running this whole thing, funding this imam, is the second biggest owner of News Corp. Amazing. Continuing, Calderon says U.S. arms drive is driving drug violence. Meanwhile, their own police just kidnapped and killed a mayor in a major city down there. So their government's totally corrupt, telling us what to do. And now they're reporting that they are going to send Mexican consulate and police to stop hate crimes against Mexicans in New York City. Are we going to send our police down there when U.S. citizens are getting kidnapped by the Mexican police and shaken down? Here's another one. Arizona Sheriff, Border Patrol has retreated from parts of border because it's too dangerous. Cyber News Service. So we can't even have our Border Patrol on some areas of the border. They're telling citizens don't go in certain national parks or down certain roads. They've got big signs up about it. But we've got the Mexican government telling us what to do here in the United States with our Second Amendment. Absolutely incredible on that front. On another Second Amendment issue, Opposing Views has this story. Obama bans more than 100,000 American-made rifles. You know that program of decommissioned rifles used in World War II and Korea? They've already tried to ban those. Well, now, according to the Korea Times, the Obama administration has blocked efforts by the South Korean government to sell over 100,000 surplus N1 Grand and carbine rifles in the United States market. These self-loading rifles were introduced in 1926 and 41. As rifles, they are especially well-suited to community defense in an emergency, as is the case. And it just goes in to say the U.S. insisted the weapons of the aging rifles could cause problems such as firearm accidents and is not allowing them to be imported into the country. American-made rifles. Look at this whole group of reports. In 1992, John Holdren publication reaffirms devotion to population control through global effort. So he said it in 2006, 1992. He said, oh, ignore that stuff I wrote in Eco-Science from the 70s, calling for a global government and putting stuff in the water to sterilize you. But he's back promoting it. Also, BBC is having a special they're promoting where they're looking at sterilizing, quote, people who are morally unfit. If you've had a history of crime, mental illness, or a handicap, they now want to sterilize you. The headline is, Good Enough for Hitler. Professors to debate sterilizing mentally and morally unfit on BBC Radio. And that integrates in with this Infowars.com article. Rockefeller Foundation developed vaccines for mass-scale fertility reduction to have sterilants added to vaccines. This was in the mid-1960s. You'll want to read that report. Here's another one, Mail Online. The facial recognition software that will put a name to every photograph in the internet. They plan to scour the web for all photographs of individuals and do face scan databases of where you are and what you've been doing to control everybody and track everyone on the social networks. Amazing. Here's another one. Officials unveil high-tech ray to be installed in county jail. A high-tech ray gun built to the military that fires an invisible heat beam capable of causing unbearable pain will be tested on unruly inmates in the sheriff's detention facility. And it just goes on from there. Gosh, I got to cover that more tomorrow. That is so incredible. I hadn't even seen this. Somebody just put this in my stack. And here's another one I meant to get to. I'll cover this more tomorrow in the first hour. It says, Carver's Bay enlist 9th grade. Freshmen all put in ROTC. all of the children are to be put in the military as part of the recruiting, and they're going in and recruiting them and trying to trick them to sign enlistment. The entire school, this is spreading nationwide. It's unbelievable.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.